Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today is another great day to hear a couple of news stories. So let's start with a little story where the lady pretends to be the hotel owner's best friend. I'm a close friend of the owner. A middle-aged lady comes in. Do I get a discount? I'm a close friend of the owner. I wait to see where she's going. I can't remember his name. Since she can't remember her close friend's name, I give her the rack rate. Next thing I know, she's walking into our personal laundry room. She walks out with some goo gone. What are you doing? I say. She responds, oh, it's okay. I'm friends with the owner. I tell her, no, don't go in there. If you need something, ask me. Of course she does. All night. The next morning, I tell the owner that his good friend checked in. He tells me, yeah, she used to work at the post office. I guess I was too friendly when I dropped the mail off, so now she thinks we're best friends. The next night, she returns, visibly flustered. I'm waiting for her to try to get a discount. She reaches in her purse. My wallet's gone. Oh no, I think. She's trying for a free room this time. Instead, she takes her phone out and dials 911. Calmly, my wallet's missing. I think I left it at the gas station. Can you check for me? She goes outside and finds her wallet on our chair out there. She calls 911 again. Never mind, I found it, thanks. She then begins checking in. I scan her card, and it comes back declined. Oh, it's okay. I'll just go to the hospital and stay there tonight. She takes out her cell phone and calls 911 for a third time. I'm not feeling well. Yes, I need an ambulance. A few moments later, the ambulance shows up. They pull a stretcher out. She sits down, and they take her away. There's obviously something wrong here. But let's move on to our next story. I can't effing help you. So a bit of backstory. I work for a private ambulance company who every year gets contracted to provide medical services for a fairly popular music festival. Now, my uniform for this festival is a blue t-shirt with the Star of Life insignia and EMS in bold letters across, and I keep my badge on my waist. So the day of the festival, I'm paired with another EMT on a foot patrol team. Foot patrol teams wouldn't have the same equipment as carts or medical tents since we're meant to get into large crowds more easily. I won't get into the details of this particular call because of HIPAA, but we get called to some bathrooms for a person down. After our assessment, we call for assistance and a cart because the situation requires it. So I step outside the bathroom to radio and guide the cart to our location while my partner monitors the patient. Note, it's also very busy in this area. At this point of the night, I'm tired, irritated, and my feet hurt. So I'm outside giving directions over the radio when this lady, about early 30s, comes up and calls my attention. We'll call her L. I assume it's for an emergency, so I ask what's wrong, and she starts asking for directions and such around the venue. I immediately get annoyed. I can't help you right now. Well, you don't look busy. I point directly at the info desk right across from us. Now I'm still giving directions over the radio while all this is going on, and she continues to go on and gives me a death stare. I just ignore her. I attempt to go back in and check on my partner when she grabs my arm. You're not going anywhere until you help me. At this point, I snap and yank my arm back. You need to not effing grab me. I'm doing my effing job right now. You need to find help elsewhere. The look of shock on her face was priceless. Right on cue, the bathroom monitor, yes, the bathroom monitor, comes in and takes over while I go back in. I just brushed off the situation after that. Not long after that cart arrived, and she finally had the realization of what I was doing and what was going on. I never got an apology, though. If you're curious, the patient is okay. I hope she didn't come up to apologize because she realized she needed to stay out of the way. And our next story. A fun little escapade. I helped a buddy one summer with an in-town moving company his grandfather had started. I was in between school years at university and needed some extra money. So I thought, sure, hang out with my buddy all day and move old ladies across town sounds like a sweet gig. And for the most part, it was. We rarely moved anything heavy. We traveled a lot, which I enjoyed immensely. We sang along with musicals, met cool people, and saw the insides of some cool houses, all for $15 an hour plus tips. The only problem was the uncle. He was running the business for a grandfather who was in rehab for a busted hip and probably stayed there for a bit. Uncle was old school, the boss can do whatever he wants type, so he stayed in the office all day and answered calls. He also did the scheduling, and that was it. pretty cushy, which is okay, because he was an absolute dinosaur. We were way happier with him in the office. But he was an abominable armchair quarterback, constantly critiquing our work, techniques, methods, and customer relations. It was barely tolerable most of the time, but every so often it was just unbearable. And it got worse once he got a warehouse. He started doing short-term storage contracts. He'd tape out a square on the floor and make us pack people's stuff in the square. No other organization except a single piece of paper with a last name tacked somewhere on the stack. We tried to give him some ideas for better organization, but he'd just lash out and get really ugly. Things got bad. We both agreed to make an anonymous complaint to the labor department. We honestly hoped some accountability would help Uncle get things on the up and up. We weren't trying to cause real trouble. Cue the fateful day. We were unloading a player piano into the warehouse. Fortunately, it had been housed in a building with a loading dock, so getting it in the truck was a cakewalk. But now we had to get this several hundred-pound behemoth out of the truck. It was too heavy for our truck's power liftgate. We had called to Uncle to let him know about the problem, but he took it about as well as his blood pressure medication. After 5 minutes of screaming, he hung up on us. So we roll up to the warehouse, and there's a car and truck we don't recognize out front. As we pull up, a man gets out of the car and a woman out of the truck. We back up to the bay and hop out. Me, yours truly, Buddy, huge intimidating guy with the heart of a golden retriever, Uncle, 200-plus pounds of the worst Arkansas has to offer, which is saying something, Lady, all business but friendly, man, stereotypical dad look, but with a glorious Selleck stash. Me, hiya folks, what can we do for you? Lady, this gentleman was here first. Man, thanks. My mom has some things stored here, I believe. She's passed, and I need to get some pictures for my siblings. Buddy, oh, is Uncle not here? Lady, we heard someone inside, but the door's locked and nobody answered when we knocked. Buddy, oh, so sorry about that. Let me go get him. Buddy opens the bay door and went to get Uncle. Me, and how can we help you, ma'am? Lady, oh, I'm following up on a report I received. Me, oh, okay, well then. At this point, Uncle emerges, spitting angry. Uncle, can nobody in this damn town read? Office closed from noon to 4. You want to see something? Fine. What's your last name? Man, insert really common last name here. Uncle, oh, Jesus. You know how many damn names like that I've gotten here? Guess we better get started. Get in here. I'll be back for you in a bit, Missy. And he stumps off toward the bay door. Me, Uncle, what do you want us to do about the piano? It's too big for the liftgate. Uncle, I want it to come off the truck, you miserable waste of air. The hell do you think I pay you to do? Me, we can't get it out safely. We don't have any equipment. Uncle, then pull it out by hand, and if I'm lucky, you'll kill yourself, and I can stop paying you to effing sass me. Lady, sir, that's enough. If they can't, Uncle, can it? You don't pay them, I do. Lady, sir, my name is redacted, and I'm with... Uncle interrupts, I don't care if you're with the effing government. Sass me one more damn time, and I'll throw your crap out of here myself. He stalked off, and Buddy immediately apologized. I mean, the poor guy's just wrecked. You can see it, embarrassed, angry, horrified, the works. Lady, I'm with the Department of Labor. I think you should call it a day. I never got all the details, but apparently things went very poorly for Uncle. There was talk that he ended up getting sued and then arrested for something, but I haven't followed up on it and, frankly, don't care enough about the bastard to waste time on it. And our fourth story. Let me quickly embarrass you in front of the whole store. This happened a couple years ago. There was this place where you could fix your PCs, get help fixing it, sell your old hardware, and buy new and used stuff. I used to visit it regularly. One day I was just starting a stress test on a machine I may want to buy, when out of nowhere this old grumpy man appeared. Went something like this. OGM, hey you, my computer is damn slow, fix it. He handed me his big tower and I nearly collapsed under it. Me, actually, I don't work here, but I think I saw random employee's name just around that corner. OGM, sure, you can have your break later. Get your lazy butt down and fix it. I was running that stress test anyway and had some spare time, so out of curiosity as to what his problem might be, I silently began my work on his PC. Some time went by and I saw all the usual stuff, a whole bunch of search bars, a bit of bloatware, and a moving desktop background that took way too much GPU load for such a PC. But then I opened some of his folders, and there it was, for that time. a freaking big load of all sort of porn. Not only wasn't I used to that, but I realized that it was time for a bit of revenge. Me. Okay, it would be best to save your private files on a USB and just reinstall Windows. OGM. Oh, spare me with the tech talk. Just fix it quick. Me. 1 decibel away from screaming. I'm afraid your hardcore porn won't fit on a USB. It's just way too much porn. The OGM went fire red in under a second, and death stared me. Some people began laughing. The OGM stood up, ripped his big tower, still wired to one of those heavy old monitors from the desk, pretty much damaging all important components inside, and stomped out of the store. I felt pretty great, but was banned from the place for impersonating a staff member. Tried to explain, but to no appeal. That guy was rude AF and mostly deserved it. I'm sorry you lost your favorite store because of him. And thank you to everyone who watched this video till the end, and we'll see you in the next one.